What were your hopes and dreams as a little kid? Are you continuing to pursue those dreams? Or have you given up on those dreams because of the harsh realities of the world we live in? See, I want to talk to you about your power to enter into contracts, break contracts, and do new deals. As a little girl, I was the nerdy Bible girl, the one who was always answering all the questions in the class and memorizing all of my Bible verses. And my parents had very, very big hopes and expectations for me. In fact, my dad, the man who my mom married, not my biological dad, he said to me, he said, "You're going to be a lawyer one day. You will be a lawyer." And I agreed with my dad. I said, "Okay, I'll be a lawyer when I grow up." What I didn't realize was that that moment in time when my dad and I agreed would later pull me out of the depths of hell. Because what happened when I was 14 years old, I gave birth to my first child, hid my pregnancy the entire 9 months, and completely devastated my community. When the nerdy Bible girl, the one who was most likely to succeed, made a choice as a kid and completely changed the trajectory of her life. It was so devastating to my family and completely heartbreaking to my dad that he approached me one day and he said, "Why don't you just drop out of school?" I was in high school at the time. "Why don't you just drop out of school and go get a job at Publix and take care of you and your son?" I remember being infuriated with my dad that he gave up on me. Yes, I made some choices that completely changed the game, and it destroyed my self-concept. It destroyed my confidence. In fact, it it created a cycle in my life where I began to believe more in my failures than in my potential, and ended up in homeless situation after homeless situation, and then two different relationships where I was physically abused. And at this point where I still hadn't accomplished a 4-year degree, I'm telling y'all, it took me 10 years to get a 4-year degree. I sat down and I started going through the files of my life, and I rediscovered the deal that I made with my dad. Because what I didn't understand then that I understand now, and I want you to grab this because if you've given up, I want you to get this. I never renegotiated the first deal when I said yes, I would become a lawyer. My dad offered me a new deal when he told me, "Why don't you just drop out of high school?" And I was too furious with him to accept that deal. Had I accepted that deal, everything would have changed. But when I said no to the new deal and I went back and I looked through the old files and I found that original deal, I chose to enforce it. I chose to see that I was more than what I had become through these beliefs in failure. If you will only see, you might say, "Char, that's nice. Your dad believed in you at some point. Mine didn't. I don't even know my dad. My dad said all this evil and wicked and horrible stuff about me, and my dad's the reason why I don't believe in myself." Then I'm here to tell you that you have access to a higher court because your heavenly Father is the King of all kings. His authority is higher than the authority of your natural parents or any human being on this earth who you have agreed with lies that they've spoken over you. He has made a deal where he is saying to you, "I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. And at that time that I knew you, I made a plan for you. And my plan for you was never to harm you. My plan for you is to prosper you and to bring you to an end that is a good place, a good end to your story." That is the Father's offer. That is his deal. And I don't care what any other human being has said. I don't care what lies you have chosen to believe. I am here to tell you that agreeing with the King of all kings, with your heavenly Father, by appealing this situation, whatever your parents or caregivers have spoken over your life, they have you thinking you're not good enough. They have you thinking you've made too many mistakes. They have you thinking that you're nothing or you're worthless or you're stupid. I don't care what they said. There is an offer that is on the table. And if you will accept it, if you will say yes to this deal, you will literally move mountains. I am living proof to let you know. Right now, I am married to the love of my life. And I've been practicing law now nearly 14 years, impacting lives because I said yes to no longer live according to my fears, my limitations, to no longer live according to the lies, because any lie you agree with, your agreement creates a law that begins to operate in your life. If you agree with a lie, that lie is legally binding to produce your outcomes. So if all it takes is your agreement, why not agree with the truth? Why not agree with what your heavenly Father says about you? Why not move the mountains of your fears and dominate the way you were created to? I ask you this because I know what it takes. And yes, I absolutely do believe in you.